Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm your host D-Day, bringing you some more Minecraft All the Mods 9. So today, originally, I was thinking about jumping into AE2, but I'm taking it a little bit easy. We need to transfer our power that we have, what little bit we have. We need to transfer that wirelessly. So I'm going to jump into Flux networks for just one episode so that we can make everything Flux. And to do that, I also want to make this Flux Dust bee, since we're doing a pretty heavy productive bee run. And to get the Flux Dust bee, we need the spawn egg. And the spawn egg comes from an obsidian bee pollinating a redstone bee spawn egg on a feeding slab. So that's what we're leading up to, so that we can start getting the Flux Dust bee's byproduct, which is the comb, which makes us free Flux Dust. So that sounds really awesome, so that we can get infinite resources. All right, so the end of the episode is going to be Flux Networks because it's super fast. So the beginning of this episode is going to be us squishing bees. So productive bees, we're going to figure out how the gene indexer, the bottler, and the centrifuge work together to make these treats. Because to make this, we need to make the redstone bee. And it says incubation, baby incubator. We need the spawn, we get the spawn egg from a regular egg and a honey treat that is laced with redstone 100%. So these gene types, these gene samples are what we're going for today. So I was a little proactive. I did these quests just to see how much of the productive bees can we finish off. So I made the catcher. Here's the recipe. I made the bottler. Here's the recipe. I made the gene indexer. Here's the recipe. And these three things we're going to work together. We're going to go down here. Our honey generator setup. I already have redstone bees breeding like crazy. And these are all in child form. So we need to get them to adults. Not sure how many redstone bees we're going to need to squish to get the redstone trait to 100. But I did this. I dug out the center down here so we can access all of our honey generators from the bottom. So we're going to move all of these four into a central point so that we can put our flux point down on that. But for right now, we are going to set this up here. I already put a piston upside down with a button. This is where we're going to squish the bees in here. So we need to make sure we have glass bottles in here. And then these glass bottles, we should be able to move over to this guy and it'll just auto combine them. It doesn't look like this guy needs power, so that's pretty awesome. The bottler probably needs power, so we can either run a cable down here and plug it in, or just set up a honey generator. Let's be proactive because we're going to have to connect these three anyways. Let's go ahead and make an energy pipe. So 16 of them. All right, that's 16 energy pipes. And yep, that was a quest, so I'm glad I got that one recorded. We are going to run these pipes straight down and connect all of these guys. We'll probably, yeah, we'll go behind here and we'll connect these. We'll connect these as well, down to and across. I don't want to go in front of our ladder. So let's head this way. And I'm not sure, do we need to set these to extract like this? Let's go ahead and do that. And then we can run our power. We can run it through over on this side. I'm pretty sure 2 for right now is going to be enough. Does it even connect though? That's the question. I am not 100% sure if that's connected, but let's keep going. And then let's see later when we're ready if we have a problem with that. So we have another 2 redstone bees. Let's go ahead and call it with that. I don't think we're going to need more than this. So let's go ahead and ditch this. Oh, looks like we have one more on the way. There we go. Let's take these guys downstairs and set them all free for right now. So I'm thinking instead of running them through the baby incubator, I'm just going to let all of them grow at the same time. They look like flies. So I'm going to hope that they're not small enough to slip through the cracks around here. And I'm just going to let these guys just grow the 1200 seconds. Oh, funny, that one actually came over and decided to hang out around this thing. That might make it easier. Maybe they'll voluntarily fly in here and get squished. What they should do is let you put something down right here. So maybe... I mean, they like flowers. Maybe... See, like this guy's breakdancing right here where I can squish it. Maybe I'll put a flower behind this guy and see if they'll come to the flower. And I was looking at this. I'm thinking this isn't an energy bar. I think this is the fluid bar. So the bottler might not need power. When we squish the bee, this is probably where the bee fluid goes. And then the glass bottle here will squeeze out every time there's fluid. I'm kind of curious if it will auto-export to the side, if it's smart like that. Since the centrifuges are smart with the honey, it'll push the centrifuge honey into the honey generator, and then the RF from the honey generator back into a powered centrifuge. That would be really cool if we could squish these and it automatically places them inside the gene indexer. I'm curious to see how that'll work. Kind of weird seeing all these bees hovering around me because I'm holding a flower, but they should all be popping into adults soon. There we go. We got 2 of them already. There we go. They're all popping now. This is kind of cool. We got 9 redstone bees. Let me make sure all of them. Yep. They have all grown and they all love the flower. Let's see if we can get them over here. Maybe we can bump them in and then squish them. And let's see. Oh, it went into my inventory. Squashed bee material. Okay, so it does not go into the gene indexer. It makes squashed bee material. So we're going to have to do something with this first. All right, so we need to take a centrifuge now. And we need to centrifuge this stuff. Let's see. It went right in. Cool. All right, so we can just squish them all manually. See this? The centrifuge looks like it's only doing one at a time. Like we can't do more than 1 bottle since they don't stack, but they are making more than 1 gene at a time. I'm trying to see. I don't think they stack. So we're going to have to take these out 1 at a time. And let's see. We can put these in here now, and they should auto-combine, right? High and medium. None 47, none 41. So far we have 20% of a redstone sample. And I think each of the squished bees makes 6 gene samples, so it would make more sense to remove them instead of running more than 1 through. And it looks like we need to give it a redstone signal or else it's not going to do anything. So there we go. It is. We have a couple of 100% mediums. We have some 100% weather tolerance, none. And it looks like we have our first 100% redstone. So we should be able to combine this now. Let's go ahead and turn this off. We can move some of this stuff over because of the squished bee samples, of course. And in our inventory, honey treat and the 100%. So honey treat, productive bees, redstone 100% gives us this treat here. And I think that is already all we need to go upstairs. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a regular chicken egg. Good thing I have some. And if we go here to baby incubator, we do egg and the treat with the redstone 100%. There it goes. Awesome. There we go. We got our redstone bee spawn egg. Now we just need to go grab our obsidian bee and put this on a feeding slab for that guy. So let's head downstairs for that. I do have this little staging area where I do my manual experimenting, which I have learned that, yes, nice. If you take the quarry bee, put a simulation upgrade with the quarry bee, whatever you put on the feeding slab is what they end up getting. So I found out how to get skystone for applied energistics. Yep, and then I set it up here to get us some sand. So what I'm going to do, let's see, drop that one here. We're going to put the redstone bee right there. Yep. And now we have our obsidian bee. Let's see, it should pollinate the redstone spawn egg and change it to the flux dust. Yep, you see it. That's a good job. There you go. Breakdancing. Doesn't look like he's done it yet. And what sucks is he went into this one that has the simulation upgrade, so he's not going to be coming out now. Kind of curious if this will work. If we just have it as a feeding slab, and then we put him back in. See, now he's not pollinated. What's up with that? Okay, you are using the feeding slab, though. Let's see, maybe we'll get lucky this time. But what I was going to say is I was curious to see, with the simulation upgrade, if the bee never comes out, will the spawn egg just eventually change from redstone to the flux dust? See, it didn't change it again. Oh, and it's gone now. Why? Okay, that's why. That scared me. Okay, so what it did is it took it with it and dumped it out. So it's not going to change it inside of the feeding slab like I thought. It will actually unpollinate itself inside of the beehive. So it turns it into an item. Here we go. We have the flux dust bee spawn egg now. Thank goodness. I had a small heart attack there for a second. We have our flux dust bee, and we can set our flux dust bee up to start creating the byproduct we need for this mod. The flux dust comb into flux dust. Fun. And of course, for this to work, we're going to need the flux block, which it pollinates from. So we're going to have to make one of these flux blocks by hand. So flux dust, we make it the good old-fashioned way. Redstone on bedrock, and then we push the obsidian down on it to squeeze it. But we only have to do this once so that we can make the item the bee needs. All right. Redstone and left click. Boom. There we go. Flux dust. All right. Flux cores. Make 16 for real quick. And flux block 4. That's nice. So we have the flux block we need for the flux dust bee. We can set this up, but let's also just go ahead and make what we need for the point and the plug. And I've always only made the basic flux storage because it's more of an energy buffer. But yeah, going from 2 million to 16,228 million does sound really nice. To make the Herculean, I need to make 6 of the basics. We need 6 blocks for each basic. And to make the Gargantuan, we need 6 Herculean. Wow, that is a lot of blocks. Let's make the Herculean, the one in the middle. We can always work up to the Gargantuan if we feel like it. So 6 times 6 flux blocks. Obsidian, we'll break that piece. And we'll do the same thing again, where we grab some redstone and toss, left click. Boom, there we go, another 64. Yep, this is going to be a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be. So let's definitely, before I get too carried away, make ourselves a flux point and a flux plug. We definitely need these two. And let's see, let's make one of the basics. So we need glass panes. And let's see, how many basics can we make? We can make 2 so far. We'll go ahead and make the 1 and the point and the plug we have ready. So let's go ahead and put our basic flux storage down so that we can see, let's see, where should we manage our power? Maybe right here? We'll put it up here, up top, or at the bottom. Let's just go ahead and put it off to the side right now. We need to create our network first. So create a new network. Let's go with baby pink this time since we're doing the cherry wood. It says encrypted and it needs a password. So let's just name it password, right? and creates. There's the network. And let's see, network settings, statistics, connections, cool. Wireless charging, apply, nice. And yeah, it wants me to apply to everything, cool. So now we have main inventory disabled, huh? Enable wireless, apply. Wireless charging is effective, there we go. Wireless charging, we got the network, and we got the home. So let's also bypass limit. I'm still not sure what power surge does, but I think bypass limit makes it so that the plugs and the points have unlimited transfer. So let's see. Yeah, we need to come down here and attach our plug. We got point for pulling. We got plug for attaching. There we go. Oh, and I hope it attaches. Network selection. Power surge, chunk loading. Oh, we can't chunk load. Can bypass limit, though. And I wonder if this 1000 FE a tick, if this limited is because this pipe can only do 1000. So I was curious how much these honey centrifuges can do. I know it's going to take a while now before it fills up the entire buffer that we have with this guy over here. Yep, it's filling up with pink fluid, which matches our aesthetic for this run. I think that's pretty funny. It would have been funnier if we picked yellow. We can make it look like honey, right? Because it's honey powered. All right, I don't think, if we mine this up, I think we still have the full buffer. No, maybe it'll empty out, but if we're going to go with the Herculean, try to upgrade it, we need to make 5 more of these guys. So we need the glass panes, and more importantly, we need the fluix dust. So we're going to have to do some of this manually so that we can get it faster than the bee can create it in 1 episode. All right, I don't want to be silly and try to do this in the overworld, so we'll do this. And then, let's see, will you listen to me when I'm holding a flux block? Nope. Let's go ahead and just pick him up and take us with, because we're going to put him into a beehive out here with the simulation upgrade. So let's see, where do we have room? Emerald, diamond, oh no, enderium and platinum. We do have room in here. I think this guy just got filled up with all of the diamond and emerald bees when we put the baby incubator inside. We'll put the flux block in here. I think I have, yep, I have the redstone so we can turn off the hopper. And then should I use, I have 2. We'll put, no, since these guys are doubles, let's go ahead and do that. And 5, we're gonna put the diamond bee, the emerald bee, the enderium goes back in, and the platinum goes back in. Emerald, and we have the flux dust bee. There we go. It's inside now, and we have the flux block, and now we can turn the hopper back on. Alrighty. And now we have some extra diamond and emerald bees to mess with. Let's see, how are they doing over here anyway? We have a bunch of emerald, we have 1 diamond bee in here, we have a draconic bee in here. Diamond, emerald, and the draconic. So that works. I'm thinking just to free up some space, I know I have a bunch. Let's see. Crystalline? Yeah, I have a bunch of crystalline bees. I think I also have a bunch of, yep, gold bees. Let's smush all of these. Since these are doubles, like we don't need these bees anymore. All right, so this tends to work a lot better with the trapdoors, because once it squishes them and it goes back up, it automatically opens the door again. So this is working a lot better, and I'm not sure if the child bees are giving any of these squashed bee materials, but I set up a goofy hopper to centrifuge, hopper to gene indexer to be able to do more than 1 of these bottles at a time. It's kind of frustrating how slow this is, but we could make it faster by making this a powered or a heated centrifuge, but I'm okay with doing this for right now. Just make sure that the lever is on a block next to the gene indexer, So when I put it directly on the gene indexer, it shut off the hopper. And I just remembered that our bee bag out here, yeah, we have speed upgrades. So let's grab 4 of them and speed up our machines downstairs. Alrighty, we got our first 2 pieces of flux dust. And we're going to have to set one of our drawers for this, right? Let's see. We have our dust all in the middle. Let's go flux dust. Nice. And since we're working on some of these genes, I'm kind of curious. I want to use the catcher with a flux point. I think this guy needs power. And I have an idea that Lash was having trouble with, where he actually taught me that the kamikaze bees have the highest productivity. And I don't think I can search them up, can I? Unless a kamikaze. Yeah, these guys. These guys, Lashmac taught me that these guys have very high productivity rating. They only come out of the helmet that I ignored. Let's see, the bee helmet. This guy right here, the bee nest helmet. So it is a 30% chance to spawn a kamikaze bee when hit. I am kind of curious. We've used Silk Touch to pick up some bee nests. Let's go ahead and grab a diamond helmet and go ahead and make this guy. Let's go ahead and check this out. We'll make the helmet and the bee nest will make us the bee nest helmet. And let's switch that. That looks ridiculous. That looks absolutely silly. But let's see if we can set up the catcher and a flux point. And I believe one of the add-ons I did make, yep, the upgrade range. So we'll set that. And let's see, it is sunset, so perfect. Let's go ahead and come out here somewhere and go ahead and put the catcher down in the ground and set it up with a flux point for power. I think it needs power. It might not need power. Let's see. Yep, it doesn't attach, so it doesn't need power. All right, let's set this up with a range upgrade. And do I need to spam this guy with bee nests? Okay, so 16. And let's see if I get attacked around this catcher, will it automatically catch the kamikaze bees? Oh, I can't do it anywhere near here. I have feral flare lanterns up, or I'm going to have to walk these dudes really far. Let's take this guy with us, and we'll go somewhere where there's a whole bunch of mobs. A starbuncle. Cool. Garrett the warrior. That might be perfect. Where is he? Garrett. You warrior. Put you down in this. I think I saw kamikaze. Yep. Yep. Come and follow me. Follow me, boy. Garrett the warrior. Oops. That didn't work. Garrett is defeating himself. I think I have reflect on one of my pieces of armor. Poor guy. Look at that, it's working. Let's pull these out. Yep, defeated yourself, no drops, huh? That's too bad. We've gotten a lot of kamikaze bees already. Productivity very high, so this does work. Using the catcher here. We have a bunch of kamikaze bees. So let's go ahead. Since we can't breed these guys, let's go ahead and smoosh them. Down here, we'll come down here. We have a bunch of these kamikazes now. So let's see what we can get away with. Oh, he can actually fly in between. Oh no, is he so small that he vanished? So he flew in between the crack here where the centrifuge is. He went under this. That's crazy. And a little disappointing. Okay, try number 2. Okay, now you can't get out. Thank you. Squashed kamikaze bees. Let's see what they give us. Looks like we have our first very high 100%. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and make ourselves Wow, this is very expensive on the iron. Let's make 2 more range upgrades. All right, that's 4 range upgrades. We have the catcher, we have the very high gene sample for very high productivity. I'm going to check something real quick. I'm kind of curious if this will work. Anti-teleport and simulator. So I got a simulator and an advanced Umbran beehive with an expansion box and an obsidian bee. Let's do this safely. We'll do the gene sample, of course, with the honey treat. That is the productivity very high on obsidian, because obsidian is actually the thing that I keep running out of because of all the void upgrades I gotta make. So let's see, we're gonna put our obsidian bee out. We're gonna give it this guy. We're gonna catch him again. Come here. And now the obsidian bee, yep, productivity very high. Let's see, we're also going to grab the baby upgrade, and this is going to be the experiment that we'll leave the episode off on. Let's just go ahead and just drop him somewhere right now. Here. We're going to do simulation. Yep, and baby. We're going to do the, let's see, where'd you go? We, of course, have to make a feeding slab. That's what was missing. Put this guy right here in the front. I should have put it somewhere a little bit cleaner than this, just out in the middle of nowhere. How about this? We'll come in here into our little staging area here. Since we got all of this ready, we'll put the beehive down here. We have the expansion box, of course, so it can hold more, but that shouldn't matter really. The feeding, 1 obsidian. Inside here, we're going to do the, let's see, simulator, baby, and obsidian bee. All right, so we're going to do that. And then this is what I'm going to be curious about. I think it needs to be on the same level. So right next to it, we'll do this for the catcher. Put the catcher on this level. We'll put in all of the range upgrades, right? And then instead of using sturdy bee cages, because these guys, they only stack in 16s, let's go ahead and use the regular cages. All right, so 64, let's go. 64 should be good enough, right? It's probably overkill if we do more than this. Let's do it right this time, though. Let's use pink dye to change the sophisticated chest. See, it should be... okay. So if the dye is on the side, it does the edges. If it's on top, it does the entire chest. So let's turn it pink just for the fun of it and surround it in iron. Good. Let's surround it in gold and diamond. And then we need 1 piece of netherite, right? A singular piece of netherite. And then we could turn it into a pink shulker box, which would be a good idea. I like turning them into shulker boxes just in case I need to break them and move them. 1, 2. And let's see. There's the netherite. Cool. Diamond chest. Netherite chest. Netherite shulker box. Okay. So this guy, I think this guy has more than 64 slots, which is important for this because I don't want it to get clogged. I am going to set this guy on AFK now, where let's go down here. Click, click, click. Netherite shulker box. We're going to drop these guys into the shulker box. Yeah. Okay. So here we're going to put a stack of 64 bee cages in. And it should, every single time the obsidian bee with the productivity of very high makes a baby, it will fill in these spots, right? And then when we're past 5, it'll pump them out into the world, which should then get picked up by the catcher because it has range upgrades, put into a bee cage, and dropped into the netherite shulker box. So I'm going to AFK this to see if the obsidian bees will all reproduce with productivity very high. because then we can squish those to get very high productivity for all of our other bees. Alright guys, it is the following day, and I went ahead and I made 5 more of the basic flux storage. So let's see, will this destroy the buffer? We have, what, 2 million here? Let's see if the buffer will be reset. And we have... I hope it actually works in the craft now that it's full. Okay, good. It's cool. It filled up, and it kept the 2 million. Very cool. So now let's see. Power surge bypass limit. Yep, we're connected, and now it's filling up to 16 million FE. That's a nice buffer for us to have. Like this guy, they're cool. It lets you look at the network, and it gives you a little bit of a battery buffer. I think that's pretty sweet. We also... I looked up, okay, yeah, we need 2 more pieces of the netherite. There we go, that's what I lost. We can also upgrade this guy, the angel ring, to the version that requires RF instead of experience, because I want to use this experience for apotheosis. So let's see, this should be as simple as, yep, there we go. Now we have this, and I'm kind of curious. We have wireless charging set, right? Okay, so not inventory, armor slot, curios slot, hotbar, main hand, and offhand. Okay, so if I move it to hotbar, will it start? Whoops. I put it on. It is not wirelessly charging. Maybe we can stick it inside. No, we can't stick it inside the charger either. Let's see if we can make a separate wireless charger for this guy. I'm going to make the basic one first. And let's see if that will solve our problem. We'll probably have to attach a flux point to it. Let's just put it down right here real quick. And there we go. Power surge, bypass limit. And let's go wireless charging. Is this guy working now? There we go. Okay, so now it's wirelessly charging. I'm not sure why the wireless charger within the Flux network, I don't understand why this one is not working. I have it selected, hotbar, offhand, enable wireless. Wireless charging is effective. And that is not. It's running an FE. But it was not charging until I put down this basic wireless player charger. I mean, we solved the problem. Now I'm kind of curious if I put this on. Okay, it still charges it while it is in the charm slot. Kind of curious. Let me break this now. Yeah, it stopped. Okay, so I guess... let's go ahead and upgrade this guy so that it does 200 RF a tick instead of 50. So we just need some glowstone, some gold, some blaze powder, and some redstone. That's super cheap. All right, advanced wireless. Let's go advanced wireless, and we can put it back down for right now. Of course, we can find better homes for these guys. Let's see. Yep, charging. Okay. So I'm just going to YOLO this for right now. And if you guys know a better way of charging the energetic angel ring, please let me know. Because I was fully expecting the Flux network to be functional on that. But I'm super excited. We have completed the energetic angel ring. So now we're not going to have to worry about draining our experience for no reason, because I want the experience to gather up for the apotheosis. That it's pretty crazy to upgrade the apotheosis to mythic because of how much experience it needs. So let's see, how is this guy doing? Hey, look, we have an obsidian bee. There we go. It's a little baby bee. This one's at 173. Very cute. So they're popping out. Yep, adults, adults. We got all adults. And we have the baby upgrade, so it's making, what is that? It's a 5% chance, but times 5, because there's 5 bees, right? It's 5 per bee. And then we have 40% decreased time in the hive. So yeah, these guys are going to make a bunch, and all of them are being born with very high productivity. I'm really happy about that. One thing I did change is when I tested the first bee that popped out, the catcher caught it immediately. So it does not put the bee in here, it pops the bee outside of the nest. So the bees are actually born outside, and then they go inside the nest. So it was catching all of the baby bees as they were being born instead of refilling these slots. And I needed these 5 to fill in, of course, right? So what I did is I made a baby upgrade, and then I put it in the crafting grid, which changes it to a not baby upgrade. And I installed it. I removed one of these range upgrades. I put in the not baby. So when installed in a catcher, only adult bees will be caught. So that's why we have some baby bees flying around, because when they grow into an adult, that's when the catcher catches them. So we're bypassing needing to grow these guys to adult, because I'm pretty sure if we squish them as adults, they'll give us more gene samples than if we squish them as in their child form. So let's see, we have the hopper. Wow, yep, dumping out the obsidian combs. So this filled out, going into this netherite shulker box, and of course the catcher, we're missing a lot of bee cages, so that's good. Going into the shulker box. yeah. So the problem is what held us back is we filled up on wax and obsidian. So look at all of these very high obsidian bee adults. We can take these all now and we can squash them all and hopefully get a bunch of very high productivities. I think that's really cool. And we got 3 of the little baby bees flying around. That's pretty cool. I like that. Right, so this should be fairly simple now. As long as we have, let me make sure we have 11 glass bottles. I need to make sure that I don't squish them and lose the glass bottles in the process, right? So let's see how many very high productivities we can get. Very cool. We have, just from AFKing for one night, we have 10 gene samples for very high productivity. And we have gene sample for endurance strong as well. Gene sample temper normal. We don't want hostile, of course not. We have 2 of the productive bees coal and 6 of the obsidian so far. And of course, gene sample weather tolerance none. That's pretty useless if you think about it.
Thank you so much for joining me today. Smash like to show your appreciation and consider leaving a boom in the comment section below. Also, click on my dude here to subscribe for more Let's Plays. Ooh.